Hey guys, Sieba's Job Plus is out, among other things. We're going to be going over that today, some other updates. I'm not going to be actually going over Sieba today, however, I probably will do that in the near future. So let's just go ahead and take a quick look at Sieba. So nothing has really changed. Most of the unique characters don't get pose changes when you get their Job Pluses. However, it does look to me like they might have softened the eyes on her model a bit. I feel like she used to look a bit angrier. Go ahead and tell me if I'm wrong, or maybe it's just I'm noticing it for the first time as I've never really used her before. I went ahead and upped her to 75 so I can at least showcase her later. Um, I want to clear out all of the boxes to get light shards so that way I can save my rainbows, because as you can see, I'm actually starting to get kind of low on them. And I already used up all my light shards. You definitely are going to want to save up your Sieba shards, because she's going to want her Gate 5, her Gate 2, and her Gate 1 is pretty much all mandatory. And she really wants Gate 4 too for the HP, because as you can see, I have a 650 HP piece of gear on her. And she still only has 3.4k HP, but she is still level 75 and she doesn't have her Kaigen. I'm sure that'll fix itself on its own. However, in general, you always want to have those gates, and her gate 2 is especially important as I believe it has 20% physical attack on it, which is going to be nuts. Now, one of the things that you are going to notice is the same thing with the Shenmei Job Plus. The Sieba Job Plus is going to focus heavily on crit damage, and this crit damage is mostly going to be coming from her Nenso, and I'm not sure if it comes from her VCR. Let me real quick pull that up, so I can just double check the VCR. Sieba's VCR from her Nenso is pretty nutty. Okay, so yeah, it does increase crit damage rate. So what Sieba's VCR does is the stats on it really are irrelevant. It's got 10 agility, 15 crit rate. Who cares about that, really? What's insane is the snowball. At max, and it stacks once per attack. It'll give you 40% physical attack, 30 crit damage rate, and 20 auto duel. That's insane. But it gets crazier. Any Twin Blade can use it, including Bolt. So you're going to want to get multiple Sieba Nensos. Thankfully, Gumi was not sadistic and made this a regular pull Nenso, so we will have the option of getting it without having to pull on limited banners. This is a very good Nenso that she has. Clearly, I don't have it, but it'll also come with a skin for Sieba, physical attack in the Veda group, and it'll also just all around. It's a good Nenso to have. This is definitely one of the better ones. You might want to think about max limit breaking this one. Aside from obviously the power boost, it's going to give her additional 20 crit damage rate, which is going to give her some insane numbers when she does land a crit. Other than that, there really hasn't been much else in terms of new units or upgraded units. We did get Dre, and like all other new units, he's a pain in the ass to get. I'm sure he's good, but I'm not pulling this banner, especially with my gems being low and the banner being garbage. It's unfortunate that I can't really get new units in this game anymore, but I do stumble across new units from time to time. I recently did get a bunch of new units. Um, as far as banners to pull, I'd say that this one here is probably going to be your best bet if you have a discount ticket. Um, at step 5, it's going to guarantee one of the Veda Nensos. Now, it could be any of the Veda Nensos. However, there are good Veda Nensos. Noin, Soul, and Sieba are all top tier Nensos to get your hands on. The Yacht Nensos are kind of meh-ish. Veer's nice to have, I suppose if you get it to max limit break. But in general, Soul, Noin, and Sieba are your jackpot Nensos right here. I'm not sure if this one has Dre in it or not. It might not. Well, it has it on the 5-step thing, so it probably has it. Um, Otherwise, there are some split banners. One is focusing around the men of Veda, and this is a 9-step with a pick ticket at the end, and there is a female one with another 9-step with a pick ticket at the end. If you want to guarantee the Nenso, you're going to want to get this, but seeing as they're both normal pull Nensos, well, actually, I'm not even sure what Dre's Nenso is. I didn't really check, because I don't really care about him that much, but, Soul's Nenso is the only limited one that I can think of, so you're definitely, if you want to guarantee a Soul Nenso, you're going to want to pull on that. Otherwise, we do have the limited Nenso pool, and this one's going to be a 7-step. There is no pick tickets on it. You will guaranteed one 5-star Nenso from each step. If you want to actually look up which Nensos are on which steps, I highly suggest visiting their website as it is posted. Unfortunately, I'm not too fond of the step 1, and while the New Year's step 2 is pretty good, you have to get pretty deep in my opinion before you start getting access to the really good ones. And you can only get the Genesis ones on step 7, and that's the most dilute pool of them all, so I'm not going to be pulling on that. There is a 5-star unit, 10 times pull, and this is going to have limited units in it, but once again, just remember, the units like Genesis units are much more difficult to get your hands on. Their rates are significantly lower. I'm not going to pull them up right now because I've already wasted quite a bit of time, but in general, I don't think there's that many great things to pull on this week. I did drop my discount ticket. I normally save them, but I wanted to attempt to get the Sieba Nenso, and this banner was my best bet. You have a slightly higher rate on this banner, but the other 3 Nensos I don't want, whereas there are other Nensos I want from that, which is why I pulled that. Now let's quick hop over to the event tab and see what we have going on over here. So we have this is the 10 million download event. We're still inside of that event. There is a daily stage, and it's going to give you a horn and 2 sins each day, as well as some flags and some other goodies. You get 1 run each day. It's a great stage. It's nice freebies, not much else. It's not like we haven't seen it before. Noin's Job Plus is on rerun. If you are a Japanese player and you did not get his Job Plus the first time, get off your ass and get it. Noin is a freaking monster, and as we're going to be going over shortly, it's easier than ever to raise a Veda unit. Other than that, our VCR stages for this week are Slosteen, and there's an additional VCR stage for the new Nensos. Unfortunately, all my Slosteen Nensos are kind of maxed out, so I can't really raise them at all. But I can still run it for an attempt at Mech Ratties. Otherwise, some of the Hell stages are open, specifically the ones that are related to the protagonist J3. If you have not completed these in order to get those equips, you can still get them from Veda, but you might have to reset the Veda Tower each month. I know Veda is a bit of a taboo subject. Gumi Global has completely screwed over Veda multiple times. But, yeah. Make sure you have some extra Veda coins on hand for J3. Otherwise, the weekly stages where we have 1 each day are open. The Zenny stage is worth over 100 gold ingots each day, and you can get 1 Mech Ratty each day on that stage, as well as some gold shards and some gear. The gear in this month is actually pretty good. It includes the Teddy, the Pierce charge-up armor, the Bicorn, the Ocean of Pay, and the Dragon Gauntlets. This is a really nice one to do, and you can do it daily, get a nice start on those, especially with Shenmei's Job Plus. Just getting that, if you did not have the Ocean of Pay, now is your chance to get it. We do have all of the statue stages opened as well. I will definitely be farming a lot of these, because I somehow ran out of statues, like every single one of them. And moving over to the hard quests, we have a triple drop rate on Veda units this month. So this is one of the things. Units like Noin, you're going to want to farm these if you have them, because getting 3 per day is significantly better than 1 per day. It kind of sucks that it's only 3 per day, but we have other means to get them. And to show you this, we are now going to drop into the dungeon quest. Now, I've said some pretty strong things on dungeon quests in the past, and I have to say, they did fix a part of it I had a problem with. I still have an issue with the dungeon quests as a whole, but they did fix a part of it. So we just go right over to these hard quests. There is 5 hard quests, 40 AP each, 3 a day, standard hard quests, and it drops the tickets that you're going to need to run the boss stages. But other than that, it is going to drop Veda unit shards randomly. This is really nice. Now, you only do get 1, and it's completely random, but having run a couple days now, I'd say I get somewhere between 1 to 3 on average per day. You know, just a shard here and a shard here can help a lot. But that's not the only place we can get the Veda unit shards. If we run the boss, which is a boss that is based around crit damage, mind you, because, you know, Sieba is the new Job Plus, so obviously it focuses around her kit. Um, you can one-shot this on auto if you have the right units, but it's not particularly the easiest thing to do. I can two-shot this with my unit setup, and I have to manual like 3 turns, I think, and then I can put it on auto and it'll kill the rest. That's good enough for me. It's still more efficient to 2-turn a hard boss than to 1-turn a normal boss. Always remember that. Let's go ahead and hop into the drops here. So, this is what they fixed. They added all her Job Plus materials to the first box, which means you don't have to delve into the deeper boxes in order to get the Job Plus. Setsuna's Job Plus, you had to get to the third box, which is a lot of effort. This one, you can still get the Job Plus with minimal effort, and you can skip the goodies if you want to. Now, I will not be, because I need these shards. There are 50 Sieba shards that are guaranteed, and also, there are Veda units that shards that are guaranteed. So if you can see this gold box right here, it basically says that it is a random Veda unit. It'll be 5 shards, and you can get it 5 times. So you could theoretically get Sieba 5 times from that. Now you're not going to, and if you're me, you're going to keep getting Fury and Zen shards, but you can technically get quite a few shards this way. And I will be getting all of these that I can, because if I can just get a couple of Noin shards, getting one of them is going to just pulling Noin once is going to save me 5 days of farming later. Very much worth it. Now once you get to the 5th box, they remove the shards, and you can no longer get those unit shards, because the 5th box is once you clear it out, you can repeat it, so you can keep farming it even after you've cleared out the 4th box. I won't be doing anything past box 4, but I also want the light shards from boxes 2 and 4, because I want to save myself some rainbows. It's not going to be a ton of rainbows that I save myself, but it'll be some, which is nice. Other than that, it's not super annoying to do it. It's just time consuming and more effort than I really want to put in. Otherwise, I do like Sieba's new outfit. Her in-game model does look very nice. I wish I had it. I'll get it in time. But for now, that is all I have to say on that. Now let's go and quick check out, because there's still a couple more goodies that we need to go over. And we're going to start with the special shop. So we got another 5k box, and as you can see, I already bought it. There are some other things we can get here, like 25 rainbow shards for 1k gems. I don't know if that's really worth it, but you can also get a relief for paid gems. You can basically get a full Kaigen for 1k paid gems as well. Once again, I don't think these are quite worth it unless you really, really need it and you're like spent. But normally by the time you're dropping 1k paid on a Kaigen, you're pretty whale to begin with. And if we go over here, you can buy Veda shards, 50 of them for 4k. I might do this. If it's the difference between getting the Kaigen finished and not, I might do it. But otherwise, I might just farm it out anyways. The rest of the stuff in there is kind of garbage. And we have the Gate 5 shop as always. If you want to pick up the shards for the 1 and 2 star units, it might be worth it. If you missed Gain's shop, well, that's too bad, because he's the only good 2-star unit just about. Other than that, that shard's kind of garbage. Lucretia did get her OG skin this week, but she has a nice wedding skin already, so I don't know why you'd get it, because the wedding skin is free. Now, we do have a Veda shop, and much like the way the other shop works is you can get these Veda coins by summoning on gacha, and then you can go in and buy them. Soul obviously costs more than the rest of them, but in all honesty, if you want my honest goodness opinion, everything in here but Soul is worth it more than Soul, with the exception of like Fury. Just because these actually are the same difficulty to farm. Noin and Sieba, they are just as hard as Soul to farm. You can get them from gachas and from boxes, but if you're looking at the whole 5 gate Kaigen, you will get more bang for your buck getting Noin and Sieba for a price less than Soul. However, if you can max out Noin and Sieba just fine, Soul's also a great option, as is Veer. I'd kind of stay clear of the Zen, Fury, and Ott, although Zen actually isn't too bad right now. I think he's more of a PvP unit, I've heard. I don't have him maxed out, so I wouldn't know. Otherwise, we still do have the 10 million download event shop. As you can see, I've already bought some stuff in here. Debating what else I want to get. I might just get more of the same, or I might go and get like Mara shards to prep for her gate 2. Maybe some Julia shards, just because I don't have her, but I don't have the Ellie shards to raise her, unfortunately. Beginning of the month, your daily coins shop reset, so you can buy your relief again. And other than that, the relief shop reset as well, so you can rebuy the regions that you want, because you can only buy one regional relief per month. Veda shop, not many people use it anymore, I guess, as most people have this gear, and unfortunately the gear this month is pretty lackluster. However, it does have the Suzuka Job Plus equipment in it, so if you did somehow miss Suzuka Job Plus after they reran it like 15 times, and I told you multiple times to get it, you can now get it again. So if you do not have Suzuka Job Plus, please, for my sanity, get it. And that is just about it. The shop this month is going to feature Sieba shard, or at least this week is going to feature Sieba shards. So it's not like you have to buy like the 4K package for 50. It is the same price to buy them like 3 or 5 at a time from this shop. So if you don't need that many, you can always buy it from this shop. And that is it for the new stuff in Japan. There really hasn't been too many other changes. I know it's been a while since I made a video. I'm going to quick show you what was in the 5K box, just so that way you guys know. And new players in Japan, you should be buying these 5K boxes when they are available. So the first thing to point out is there is a Nenso pick ticket in them. And it is going to be every normal pool Nenso up to Anastasia. So Noin's Nenso, this is going to be like the premier pick, is to max limit break that, as it helps Noin get to the next level. But if you're missing any of the others, this is also a nice pickup, as it'll let you either hit the max limit break on another Nenso for a Nenso leader skill. It wouldn't be a bad idea for me to do that with Yoris's Nenso, because I really should max limit break that thing. Other than that, it'll give you additional copies for VCRs of stuff. Or just get you, once again, a new Nenso so you can get a new VCR. Looking at other things, we have a gear pick ticket. And it's going to include most of the new gear. It will not include the defensive piece of gear that was recently featured. That's basically designed for Chloe from the looks of it. It's more or less designed for defense scalers, which is essentially Chloe is the only viable one that I can think of right now in Japan. And the other thing it's going to give is the new Kuden piece of gear. But remember that this only works on his Job Plus, if I remember correctly, which means it's not going to work in his Berserker-like meme Dark Knight. So you won't be able to get the ally death damage, which a lot of people use Kuden for these days with that. So do keep that in mind. It is also going to come with a 50 shard pick ticket and a unit pick ticket. I'm going to show you the 50 shard pick ticket. The units in both of them are the same. And the special thing about this 5K is it's going to feature Laura, which is the newest limited... Well, she's technically normal pool, but she has an EX hard quest, which effectively makes her limited in some aspects. But it's also going to include the Veda units, which is a big deal. Each of these boxes is worth 75 Veda unit shards, assuming you already have the Veda units. And if you don't, you'll be able to pick them and start farming them while these are on rate up. Once again, this is a great way to get yourself some Veda units, as Sieba appears to be very strong, and we all know what kind of monster that Noin is. Now, it obviously doesn't have limited units on it, but it's still a nice ticket to have in general. you should be using that ticket on whatever has EX hard quests. So that is all I have to say on the Tagatame updates. As for other things, I still do have to put out my Shenmei video, and I need to do Sieba, and I'll probably do Noin soon as well. I did hear that Global is getting Gate 5, and I'm going to be making a separate video today on the Gates 4 and 5, so that way you guys know what they are and how they function. But other than that, this is all I'm going to say for this video. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.